Windhorse Trading is the largest team-based right livelihood business in the FWBO, with over 100 workers based in Cambridge.
The main new development at Windhorse Trading at the moment is that we've decided we need to consolidate. We've been growing very rapidly. We've been approximately doubling every 3 years for the last 10 years or so. And it's beginning, little cracks and stresses are beginning to appear. So we've decided for a period, we haven't quite decided how long, but probably at least a year, that we're going to consolidate. And by that we mean we're not going to take any new business initiatives. We currently have, I think, 17 shops, and we've been opening them at the rate of 2 or 3 a year for the last 5 or 6 years. And for example, this coming year we won't be opening any new shops. You can imagine dashing along ahead of a storm, racing along before the wind in a sailing boat. You know, it'd be very exhilarating and exciting, and everybody's fully engaged, just keeping the thing upright and managing the winds. But you can only keep that up for so long because people get tired. The ship itself probably creaks, and there's no time to do maintenance and repairs because you're managing this exhilarating speed. There's been this sense in which friendships are getting a little attenuated, even amongst those that have been here a long time. I've felt this a bit myself, that 6-7 years ago I lived and worked with all the same people and we knew each other very well. Those people, now they're my closest friends. But just the nature of the somewhat busy lifestyle we've created for ourselves, where I used to see them every day, I'm now seeing them maybe once every 3 weeks. We're not sure exactly what the solution to size is for a right livelihood business such as ourselves. It's new territory for us. We hope that the conclusion isn't that there is a limit beyond which a right livelihood business cannot go and remain spiritually vibrant. My instinct is that there shouldn't be a limit, but that we have reached a point where we have to review what we're doing to make sure that we remain spiritually vibrant before we try and get any bigger. So we've decided to concentrate on, the catchphrase we're using is breadth and depth. By breadth we mean activities that are nourishing and enriching, but not directly contributing to either the business as a business or spiritual practice in the narrow sense. For example, we have a number of musicians here, we have a choir, we have a little theatre group. All of those things have been going on, but we've decided to put a little bit more emphasis and a little bit more encouragement and a little bit more resources into encouraging and supporting activities like that. One aspect of this exploration of breadth is looking at our environment. There's a bit of a sense that we've perhaps become a little too functional at the expense of, for example, the aesthetic. So we've begun a process of beautifying our environment. People are taking individual initiatives to decorate parts of their offices or parts of the warehouse, and we're giving up a certain amount of resources to that.
Well, I started off just before Christmas, the Christmas rush, doing the Padmasambhava on the wall. It just started off, I wasn't going to spend much time on it or carry on, doing other projects, but there was such a warm response from different people, and, especially in such a busy period, when a lot of the energy was going into the actual running of the business, that somebody should be doing something quite useless. I think it gives people a sort of a context for the work to take place in. I think, if people are going to bring their energy to the business, if this is a temple, if we're not just here raising enough money so we have time to meditate, but if this is a temple, then if people are going to bring their energy here, then it has to feel like a temple. Windhorse trading, the warehouse has to be a mandala for people to bring their energies into, and it created quite a lot of energy within the business, just having somebody doing something useless around the place.
You don't need to have murals on your warehouse walls, but if you do, it kind of brings a whole atmosphere whereby you're saying these things are important, beauty is important, aesthetics are important. I was in art school when I graduated, and I came here and I did debt collection, and it was really challenging, and I learned an awful lot, and I was part of a team, but it was really hard for me, and in a way I don't know how long I could have stayed here doing that. And the fact that Windhorse have basically seen what I can do and tried to create a position for me to use my talents effectively, I think that shows a breadth on their part, that they can take someone on as an artist and try and find ways for them to be happy here.
We want to bring in some elements that will enrich the mandala beyond the narrow definition of work. That's the breadth side of it. And the depth side is actually examining again spiritual practice, encouraging more, for example, team retreats.
Each team spends a bit of time, maybe about half an hour, meeting in the morning, and the different teams do different things. We do quite a bit of reporting in, but one thing we've been doing is taking a bit more initiative to maybe bring in a bit more of the mythic dimension. We've done a bit more puja here, like say, instead of maybe reporting in, spending the half hour doing a puja together, getting a bit more sort of collective practice in that way.
One of the things that's happened as we've got bigger is that there are now very few occasions when we come together and experience ourselves as a single entity. We're quite well organised in terms of dividing the business up into teams, and everybody's in a team. We put a lot of work into those teams, but somewhere along the way, the feeling that we had a few years ago of all being in one thing together has again become a little attenuated as we've got bigger. So one of the purposes of these pujas and coming together to hear Dharma talks is to give ourselves a collective, a sense of ourselves as a collectivity.
It does really make the whole situation more complete for me, because not only am I doing this very physical work, but I'm involved with the musicians around here to some extent. We have our Right Livelihood meetings once a week, and now we're bringing in festivals, so it just feels like the whole situation is becoming more and more complete and a much richer, satisfying place to be.